Well, hello again. Little video. This is basically in a response to a couple of emails I've had as regards locos and their speeds. If you remember from the one I did on the CVs, this is just a bit of a follow-up on that. Now, one thing we have with our locos is that every loco is totally different, from the manufacturer to the motor to the chassis, whether it's made of plastic, whether it's made of metal, gearing. There's a lot of things in every loco that changes from one to the other. Now, one thing is I believe that everybody should run their railway as they want to, not as somebody tries to tell them to do it, or how this should be done and that should be done. You run your railway as you feel fit. And that's what I do with mine. Mine, as you know, is here. Now, mine is 6 foot that way, and with the extension on there, it's 8 foot. So basically this is 6 foot by 6 foot, this is here. And it's only because where I've got it. So I have to control my locos a little bit different than everybody else. There's no use running a train round here at 80, 90 mile an hour. It'll look ridiculous. What you've got to do is to run your locos to the way they look on your layout. No other reason than that. So say I do mine the way I want to do it, and you do yours the way you want it. Right, so what we're going to do, I'll show you some little things that I've done before, but I'll show you again. Right, this one here, my little packet. Right, this is a Hornby packet. Right, now that train there is in Railmaster, but the thing is I do this with all my little shunters, is I control them totally different than what I do with like this one or this one here. Is on the CVs especially, is I keep the numbers low. So like on the acceleration and deceleration, they're down to about 5, because I want to control that train very, very slowly like this. The thing is if you put the acceleration, say up to 15 or 20, that train will be round there before it gets to that speed. Now, as you know, over there I have got a turntable. So if I'm bringing trains out of here, I want to control the speed of them going onto that turntable. I don't want them coming off the end. So I can control them a lot better that way around. But also, as you know, I do hundreds of programs. So my programs is if I've got a loco coming into here, one of the things is I want to stop it there, because that's where it starts from. If I've got it set at 20 or 15 on deceleration, it could be up there, it could be down here. So I can control my locos a lot better. It doesn't necessarily mean it looks right, but the thing is that's the way I do it. So this particular loco, now this train here is not set to Hornby standards. What I mean by that is that there's 2 ways of actually putting a loco into here. One is controlled, so that what the thing is, this Railmaster is designed for Hornby trains. That was what it was originally designed for. Now we've got halogen, we've got Bachmann, we've got Dapple, we've got all sorts in there now. So there is 2 ways of actually running these locos. Now this one here now, this is uncontrolled. What I mean by control, it is not set as a Hornby loco. I've put it in manually, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So what I'm going to do is actually, because one thing is if I've got the train round there and I want it round here, I want to bring it round fast. I won't wait 5-10 minutes for it to come round here, just come round here. So it doesn't normally run that way, but I can actually control it that way around. So at the moment, if I put it on cruise, which is set on mine at 30, it still looks pretty good like that. But one thing I can do with it is actually, because it's uncontrolled, I can push that speed up. So if I now push that speed up like this, look. And one thing we have with the Railmaster system is the fact that, unlike normal like Gauge Masters or any of those type of normal hand controls that most people can use, is what we have is in the Railmaster system we can control that Loco. Most people have to control it through CV5 and 6 maximum speeds, whereas we don't have to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take that one out, which is the packet there. As you see, I've set it at 30 and 10, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off the system, like this. It's now gone. Now what you have to do, you've got to do this, or otherwise what will actually happen, see, it's gone now, you've got to make sure it's off there when you're playing around with this. A lot of it's just experimental. I have to experiment with every train I have, but I then set them to what I want to run them at. Nobody else tells me what to do. So what we're going to do now, that was 52, so we're going to put 52 in there, and we go to here, and I'm going now, in here, I'm going to type in packet. Don't have to be any particular one. There's all the packets there, so I'll just pick this one here. Now what we've done now, for one thing, it's got this in, which says it's the maximum speed is 10 mile an hour. And that's the thing with Hornby's, they've got this controlled system in there, and it's set at 10 and 5. That's 10 and 7, sorry. Right, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it in as a steam, and then of course all down here I've actually put it as a demo so I can bring it back as it is. Do this, and there it is now. There it is, like that. Now if I click this, that is the Hornby controlled Loco. Now you can see what I mean, waiting for this thing to come round. And I don't want to do that, I can control it other ways, but that's how it works. But the thing is that it's regulated at 10 mile an hour. You cannot go above 10 mile an hour, because that's the way it's set. So if I now bring it around here, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back to what it was. So if I go back in here again, this is the thing that takes the time up really. But so I say, this is the way I control my Locos. I've got some which I have to do a lot of more difference on, but like some of my dapple ones I have a real problem with. So right, that's the one there, right? So we're going to take this out, as we did before, and take that out. Now we know it's gone because it's gone off there, because I've actually got it in set in demo mode, because this is the way I can play with my trains. Right, so go in here again now. Right, so we're going to put 52 in again, which the Loco was. In here, I'm just going to write in packet, because it's not a controlled train. Right, so we do that bit. We put it in as steam again. Go back down to demo, put that in. But as you notice, the restriction's gone out there. So I'm going to put it back to what it was, which is 30 there, and this is down to 10. 10 there. In there, which will go there, I've got the shunter, which that's in there. Now then, remember it's got a picture. Now what actually is when I do what I do with mine, especially these, is if I now go to this now and go to Railmaster, Locos, which is this one here. That's all the Locos in Railmaster, which I don't want, because what I've done is I've actually got it here in this other system here. So Locos, go to here. If I now go to, yes, I think it is, go to there. These are the ones, now what it is these are photographs taken from retailers such as Hatton's, Rails of Sheffield and everything else. And this is the way I pick my pictures up. So there's the little packet. So all I do now is click that, click open, and it says the image is too big. And that's what it comes up with. There we are, there's the packet. So what I do now is this little X you see here floating, I just go along here, like that, down there to there, like that. I now click the green tick, and there it is, look, it's in. And that's the way you do them when they are controlled. Now if I actually do it now again, it's back to where it was. Now of course, remember these little shunters have got low gearings, so you don't notice it so much with these. So what I'm going to do now is to wait for it to come round here a minute. I'm going to take this off out the way, just put it over there for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my GWR one there, right? Now this is a dapple one, so it's all metal chassis, it's everything. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just put this on cruise, and this is what I've got it controlled at. See, because what it is, it's CV3 which is doing this. So that's the normal running of it, right? So what we've got now, so that's as it is. So if I now go in here and find my prairie, you see this is always the bit, it takes the time. I come down here, I think the prairie is down here somewhere. There's the prairie there, right? So this one here, as you see there, it says maximum 70 mile an hour. With the big trains, this is what you get, so you don't have to worry too much. So I've got it set at 70 and at 10, right? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this off, because I've done it that way around. So I just take this off, like this, which is, just remember, just find the ID, 77, isn't it? 77. Right, we've done that. Do this, and the prairie's gone. Now if I put this in again, and we'll keep those same figures. I won't put the name in because it's, I have to put a name in, sorry. The machinery doesn't let you do it. So this is 77. And here we'll put in prairie. Like, we'll just put it in as prayer. That doesn't make much sense. We put it in as a steamer, of course. We put it in as a demo, otherwise I won't find it. Right, now then, if I now put this in at 70, which is that, and put this in at 10, which is the other one was set at, we'll leave it at that, right? Now if I now do this, now if I now go to the Prairie and I put it on cruise, which is the same as it was before. I haven't ordered any CVs. That's the CVs working, that part of it is, but this is the thing that'll happen, is this thing will go off like a lunatic. Here it is, it's building up. There it goes, look. And that's the thing with these non-Hornby ones, is you've got to... So what a lot of them I do, I actually will look in the Hornby list as there's there, look for something similar, and I'll put it in as that. It doesn't have to be the same train, because what you can do, you can put the picture in afterwards, any road. So that is how I did that one. So if I go to this again, so this always takes a time. And now go down to the bottom and find the Prairie one, which is this one here. I now delete that one off the system. Just click this again and click this to make sure it's gone. Go in again. Put in 77 again in there. And here now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find a Prairie, because Railmaster have got them in here any road. There we are, there's the Prairies. I'll just put it as this one, like that. Like that. Now, what? See, maximum 70. Now, this is set at 50, but I'm going to put this back up to what it was at 70. Which is that, and it was set at 10 any road. I'll put this in as a branch like that. It's a steam train, it's a demo of course, otherwise I won't find it again. Click that now, and it's back in again. And if I now press it again, this will run round as it did before, originally. So it's building up speed. It's set at 20. The acceleration is set at 20. That. But look how nice and steady that's going around the track now. It's not going any faster. It's staying exactly as it was. So that is controlling the actual loco. I have to just put that in the station. Right. Now what I'm going to do is show you what I mean by the acceleration. Now this one here, which is my Tornado, and on it are some Pullman coaches which I've got lights on. Now one thing is I do have on my layout is this, which is a avometer, DCC Concepts avometer, and it tells me what the voltage is and what the current is, and it's running at 0.81 on current. Now up here I've actually run my railway on an Elite, which has got a 4 amp supply, so I've got plenty of space on this thing to do this. But what happens is these things are taking a lot of the power off, and I'll show you that later on, but I'll just show you this one now, what I've done with that one. If I put this... Go on, that's it. Put that on like that. I'll just give it a toot. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start up and it's set at 50 mile an hour, because most of mine are set about 50 mile an hour, get ready. But look at this. Because the acceleration, CV3, is set at 20. Oh, set at 30, sorry, on this. Set at 30. So it looks right when it's actually starting off on the system. So what I'll do now is I'll actually just come round here, wait till it comes round again. I'll bring it round to this end here. in actual fact, the CV4, which is the deceleration, is set to 15 because this is a TTS. With TTS trains, they're set at 15. One of the things is you have to be careful. If you lower them 15, you can lose the sounds. So that's that part of it. So what I'm going to do now is remember the AVO meter was at 81. If I just bring it over here a bit. What I've actually got on these, of course, I've got the hunt couplings. See them? So all I have to do with this is just part them. Just pull them apart like that and they're like that. So what I'm going to do is take that one off. I'm going to take that one off. Remember the AVO was set at 81. It's gone down to 71. And that is the difference that those coaches make. So if you've got those on, that's the thing having the AVO is you can actually see what's going on your layout. Now, on the layout at the moment, there are 20 locos in there, and there are 16 in here. So that's 36 locos on track, feeding off the power at any one time. But it's sitting at 71, 72. So that is one thing with it, is that those AVO meters are very, very good, because one of the things is if something goes wrong with this train, so if I now put that one on again, just as it is, I've done this, I've actually tested by having all my locos, lights on, sounds on, and it virtually doesn't move much at all. So it's still 71 down there, 72. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that on . That's what it is. See how it's going up? 82. So the thing is, you can actually check. Like this, if I now turn this off again. See how it drops down? So that's the thing, having the 4 amp supply, I've always got that power. So if I've got 2 trains running, it can go over an amp. So that is the thing with these, is that all my locos are different. Same as this one here and this one and this one. They were bought and it was already built in. So that's a Bachmann. Those 2 are Bachmanns as well. So I had to go in and do the CVs on that. But I set my acceleration, deceleration to what the train is. As before, you've seen where I've got quite a lot of ore wagons on. The loco that runs that, it's set at 80, so that it slowly goes off, because it's pulling ore wagons and it's round there before it actually gets to where it's got to go. So just a little quickie on how I actually control my locos. Now you can actually control your locos. So there's 2 ways you can do it. One is by using the Hornby thing. So if I actually just go in here for a second and go into here, and if I now go to here, go to this one here, go to Railmaster, which is here, go to Locos, which is here. These are all the Continental stuff. All the rest of them are down here, like this. Like this. So you can actually pick one which looks like it, or a similar type of class, and then put them in and change the picture around. And it's a lot easier to run your railway. So if anybody wants me at any time, I'm always here. I'm on 01782 302194. My email address is there again. You can call me just for a chat, or you're concerned about Railmaster, or how can I do that. One thing is having the team viewer on, I can actually go onto your system, as I do on a regular basis, to people in Australia, New Zealand, all over the world. And one of the things is because I've got this bit like this, I can actually change those over. I can change all different things in your system to make it run more efficiently and look a lot nicer. So that's the thing with it. So if anybody wants me, please give me a call and please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.